Alaska's hurricane here, and I just wanted to give you guys an update on what's been going on, why I didn't post this last Friday. So on the trip up to Seward, because we were so excited, we were supposed to leave, everything was ready, we had the boat, we got it unstuck from Kurt's driveway, and on our way down. Unfortunately, on our way down, we broke down outside of cell service, halfway between Anchorage and Seward, and our radiator hose had blown. We had to flag someone down in order to get a message out to Kurt in the first place, and we kept hoping he was coming that night. He didn't show up till we had already been there for like 20 hours. It was around like 11 or 12 the next day. And we had to run back, get the part, put it in, and then we drove the rest of the way to Seward without a heater. We thought everything was fine once we got there, but the next day, the truck didn't have any power to even move forward in the first place. And so Kurt's car towed the truck down to the harbor. We unloaded and we got the boat hooked up to Kurt's car. He got it down to the harbor. We unloaded a lot of the miscellaneous stuff off and were inflating the tubes, making sure everything was good. And then we tested out the engines, the power to the boat. And they wouldn't turn over, they wouldn't start. So at this point, we wound up calling it, and we don't think that we're going to be able to make it out to Prince William Sound. And so what we're doing instead in the meantime, we're kicking it back into high gear with our firewood business. We're going to be using that to expand into construction, buying a couple of properties, flipping them, or putting Airbnbs on those to where it's not going to be a remote location. It's going to be a lot more profitable for us, and we're going to be working for ourselves, not anyone else, and the problems that come with that. And looking back and reflecting, honestly, it probably wasn't the best idea to go out there in January, the coldest season, or not coldest season, the coldest month in Alaska. And yeah, we've decided we're scrapping that. There's a lot of mixed emotions with that, and while we were super excited to be able to go out there, those little breakdowns kind of showed us it's probably not the best idea, and it's not really what we're supposed to do, because there was a lot up in the air in the first place, a lot that, too many factors that we couldn't figure out or plan beforehand, too much in the air still. So that's what's going on with that. In the meantime, I'm going to show a couple of clips of basically what happened and what we've been doing now. Sacred challenge number 2, the drive. Pretty much, our Suburban overheated and a 3-way hose blew. And so now pretty much what we are doing in order to stay warm already is we are starting a small little fire. Down some people to go ahead and send Kurt a message of what we need and where we are, pretty much telling him what happened. So hopefully it shouldn't be too long until he's able to get out here. Worst case scenario, he still leaves in the morning, and on his drive over we fix it and then we all go down to Seward together. Hopefully that's not the case and he comes to help us a little bit sooner than that, but right now all we really can do is wait. We've makeshift put the hoses together to hopefully make it a little bit further enough to where we can get the part or at least get phone service again, because right now we are out of phone service. So welcome to when you have problems in Alaska. This is what we do. It's been around, I want to say 4 hours. We flagged someone down, let them know, gave them Kurt's number and a message to send him, and we looked up the location. There's a sign right by us, so at this point we're just kind of hoping that Kurt got the message and that he's able to be here, hopefully here pretty soon. We estimated he would be here around like 8 or 9, 10 at the latest if he did all the rest of his running around and is saying screw it, now we're all going to Seward tonight. But we have no way ourselves to contact him at the moment and see where he's at, and traffic has slowed down drastically, and with how dark it is, it would be pretty hard to wave someone down at this point. On the bright side, we have a pretty big fire going, so we're not cold. We're able to get water or not use up too many resources and cook food if we get hungry for dinner. So we just kind of hope and wait until he gets here. So yeah. One thing that did come to mind after recording that last little bit is this is a huge life lesson for us and anyone watching this video. Always, before going anywhere long distance or where you know you're going to be out of cell service, check the fluids in your car. Make sure everything is running correctly, because it will help you avoid being in a potentially bad situation. Like, we're lucky that those people did stop for us and that they were good people instead of someone shady, and hopefully they remembered to send the message and everything. So there's that little bit of knowledge and information. Okay, well, it's the next day, getting pretty close to noon. The sun has not hit us today because we're kind of down in a little ravine, surrounded by mountains. Right now what we're doing is we're getting some tubes that we found. The part that blew on the truck is not just a connection, but a 3-way connection to 2 different hoses, and we didn't want to try it with just putting it into one, even though it could have been fine. We don't want to risk extra damage to the truck. It's been pretty cold. We've kept a pretty big fire going to keep us warm, and thankfully we have enough food to last us pretty much a month. So we're fine in that regards. We've been staying warm and staying safe. We're not fully sure if Kurt got our message from last night. Again, we don't have phone service. And a very lovely couple stopped for us, and we gave them his number and typed out a message to send when they got into service. So there's a whole bunch of different factors here that, yeah, we're at this point thinking Kurt might not be coming to help us, and so we're doing some things in the meantime that could at least get us into cell service. So Kurt finally showed up. He's currently doing stuff with the boat, and we are getting, well, Taylor is getting the new part put in, so we should be on the road here soon. We have our little propane heater going. The fire went out a while ago, but that's a pretty decent sized crater. So yeah, hopefully we'll be getting back on the road here soon. Well, we got it working, but now we gotta chip away the window or sit here for a couple of hours more and wait for the windows to defrost. Even though it's gonna look like it's snowing in here. It's been around 24 hours that we've been out here, so pretty much right where we left off. But the next day, we're gonna be headed out. Okay, well, it is the day of the launch today, and I was about ready to start recording, but then the truck wouldn't really move forward, and now there's probably some more wrong with it right now. But thankfully we are in Seward. We do have the boat, and Kurt is in town as well, so we're not shit out of luck this time. So yeah, this will be an interesting trip.